been doing some research trying to figure out what is the best way to deal with someone who is illogical, who doesn't see the logic behind something. And kind of going through my readings and spending some time dabbling into this field, I came across this idea, right? That obviously when someone feels threatened, they go from being logical, respond based on fear. Me trying to argue with someone who has disconnected from their logical brain is like me trying to explain something to someone who speaks a different language. What I have to think about is, how do I react once somebody else reacts emotionally? Well, then I start to react emotionally, basically activating my own fear that I can't get through to someone, that I can't explain to them the logic behind something, right? And when that happens, there really is no way that something logically will come from that confrontation or that interaction. And the conversation turns into something that is totally emotional and unproductive. On the live streams, on the YouTube, on Twitter, on these places that I've been trying to have a logical conversation with people, not just about ICT, but just about like a lot of different things with trading. And it's always the same response that I get. And I can't figure out, I'm like, why do people always come back at me angry and emotional with no real logical answer other than, you have a small penis, you're bad, you're fat, you're ugly, you're stupid. This is always the response that I get. It's always like, you're jealous, you have envy, you just want to be him. And I understand that's an emotional response, right? It's not a logical response. If your only response from my logical proposition is a emotional response, well then again, that's like coming from a place of fear. And then guess what? I then feed into it, and then I also come from a place of fear that I can't get through to someone that's not logical. So that leads me to my next point here. Why? Like, what am I going to gain from this? Like, how am I going to gain from making all these people mad and emotional that I'm attacking their logic, right? When I try to point out the logic, they just instantly become fearful that possibly my logic might actually be logical. And again, I'm not sitting here trying to say what is right or wrong with my thesis on all of this, but what I want to point out is it does no good for me. It does no good for you, the viewers, my supporters, people that watch my videos every day. It doesn't help anyone with me having a emotional argument with anyone on the internet. So that's one thing that we're really going to try to focus on and change here going forward on the channel. At the end of the day, who cares? If people want to have a belief, they want to think that shorting at the top is the best idea, or if they want to trade following a certain YouTuber or a certain Twitter person, whatever it is, what do I gain by trying to convince them that it's illogically not a good idea, or it's not illogical? Or maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I am the one that's being illogical and I don't see the actual logic behind what other people see. And again, that's part of the process, right? Me being able to admit that, hey, I'm wrong. Okay. Just because I am wrong in your eyes, just because I'm wrong in your beliefs, does not mean what I'm doing is wrong. Me trading a certain way, me using a certain indicator, me using a certain prop firm, me using a certain, book map, whatever it is, because I use these things and I find success, that doesn't mean that I'm a bad person, or doesn't mean that I'm an idiot because I'm using an indicator that you think is not a good indicator. And that goes both ways, right? Like, so if I am going to preach this idea that it works however you want to do it, like in terms of trading, you can trade however you want to trade. At the end of the day, if you make money, it doesn't matter how you made it. As long as you made money at the end of the day, like, you can do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter as long as you, at the end of the day, you're green. And that's like the proof of the pudding. Why should I sit here and try to justify my belief in my system and justify my belief in what I do to people that, again, are not logical in the first place? They can't see the logic behind what I'm doing. They see it as, oh, he's just, gambling, blah, 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 whatever it is. They come up with excuses from a place of fear instead of maybe just being like, wow, okay, that makes sense. It works. So again, it's like, if I'm asking for them to do that, well, then I have to also do that. And that's what I'm going to do. So from here on out, what we're going to be changing up with the live streams, and I want to keep the live streams as productive and as humanistic, or is that a word, humanistic? I want to keep them productive. Let's just say productive. So we're going to keep the members only. I think that'll just keep a lot of the riffraff and the trolls from commenting. we'll keep it members only chat, 24 hours a day. It's not to make people pay for the membership or have to pay more. I just want to keep the chat very productive and focused and moving forward. And I'm looking forward to Sage as well in the chat, being able to put out his alerts and his ideas and stuff like that, and take some of the pressure off of Roy Jenkins, who is having to sit there and delete all the troll comments. Because I know if I sit here and I let them feed into me or I feed into them, it's just going to build and build, and it's not going to ever be productive, right? I've literally missed out on trades because I get all wrapped up in whatever bullshit is going on in the chat. And what does that do for anybody? Me arguing with a fake username on YouTube or a nobody username on YouTube or on Twitter or whatever it is, me arguing with that person that, number one, is already like not logical, but me arguing with them, like, what is that going to do for me? I'm missing out on making money. I'm missing out on opportunities in the market. I'm missing out on, or even just like sharing some ideas with you guys in the chat during the live streams and stuff like that. So again, you know, the rule from now on out, like I want everyone to understand why we're doing this. Why are we going to keep it members only from here on out? We're going to keep it members only to keep everything productive and moving forward. From 9:30 to 11 o'clock, I will not be reading the chat. I won't be looking at it. I won't have it pulled up. So that as well is going to keep me focused on what I need to do, on the work in front of me, on making the trades, making the money. That's what I want to do, right? That's my goal. My goal is to make money. What do I need to do that? I need to be focused. I don't need to be arguing with some troll in the chat and going on rants over and over every day. Like, it's just not productive for anybody. If I want to be a millionaire from day trading, who cares what a bunch of random people on the internet think about me, right? Like, if I want to do that, if my goal is to hit a certain profit target every day, I can't do that if I'm distracted by the chat. So that's going to be my big focus from here on out, is just trading 9:30 till the 11 o'clock at least, like before I even take a look at the chat. And again, it's going to be members only as well. So I want everyone to understand what is going on, the changes, and also kind of see like, hey, I'm addressing this issue, right? There's this very big elephant in the room. This constant, like me trying to validate myself to people that don't even understand day trading in the first place, or me trying to explain to people like why this is the way that I do something, and then me getting upset and becoming like, you know, going on this whole rant and going on a tirade, freaking out. So it's just not worth it. And that's my big focus. Again, this is going to be better for you guys. It's going to be better for the subscribers, better for the members, because we're going to be laser focused on making money. Laser focused on making the money, my friends. There it is. The big focus, making money, giving you guys as much great content to also make lots of money. So there we go. The plan. Let's do it. No more illogical arguments with the logical. Just, we need less logic, more money.